Thus giba sten. The word giban, which means to give in Gothic, is an interesting verb. It's what they call a ditransitive verb, which means it takes on two objects, meaning that it has a recipient and it has an object that is being given to the recipient. That's basically what's happening with this previous sentence we just saw. So let's take a look at the conjugation and some exercises for the word giban. The conjugation for the present tense is giba, and I put the pronouns into parentheses so you can associate it with that conjugation. So giba means I give, giba, and you give would be gibis. He, she, it gives would be gibith. And the first person plural, which is we give, would be gibam. You all give, the second person plural, would be gibith. And they give would be giband. And additionally, there's also the dual forms for the first and second person. We have we two give, which would be gibos. And you two give would be gibats. Now, for the first object, we have the word for you in the dative, thus giba, I give you, right? And let's put in the word for stone, stens. Thus giba sten, I give you a stone, is what it means. Now, the structure for this sentence is basically the recipient is going to be in the dative, meaning it's receiving the object, and the object which is being given to the recipient is in the accusative. As you can see, the stone, stens, is in the accusative. You simply take away the s, and that's how you make it into the accusative. And as for the dative, we have thus, which is the word for I guess you can say the in English, right? Or in modern day English, just to you, right? It's the dative of thu, which means you, obviously. So thus giba sten, I give you a stone. So that's basically the structure for using phrases with the word giban, to give. So it's pretty simple. It's not you have this in many other languages. You have this in German. It has the same exact, I assume it has the same exact structure. I haven't studied too much of it, but I think it's the way it's probably like this too. So let's look at some further exercises with this phrase. So let's put in the word chlefs, which means bread. Chlefs. Oh, and I also put the article next to the word, so you can know the gender of the word. Chlefs is a masculine astem noun, as you can tell by the article, which is the masculine article, sa chlefs. So let's put it in the sentence. Thus giba chlef, which means I give you bread. And as you can see, just like stens, chlefs has the s removed to make it into an accusative form. Thus giba chlef. Now let's try it with herus, which means sword. And this is a U stem, as you can tell by the last by the U at the end. It's a U stem. Herus. It's a masculine noun, as you can tell by the article at the beginning. Sa herus. So it's gonna have the same thing's gonna happen to it. You take away the s to make it put it into the accusative form. Thus giba heru. Thus giba heru. I give you a sword. Now let's try a feminine noun. So gagrefts, or simply gagrefts, which means decree, or it can also mean law, but it's more like decree. So let's put it into the sentence. Thus giba gagreft. Thus giba gagreft. I give you a decree. And as you can see, it has the same thing happening to it. You take away the s. Pretty much, this is what happens with most words in Gothic. If they end with an s, though they belong to a certain class of nouns. They can be a stems, they can be I stems, U stems. For the most part, you just take away the s to put it into the accusative. But this is only for masculine and feminine nouns, which don't get too buffed up about it. It's if you're able to look at the class of nouns in Gothic, you'll see that it's fairly regular. This is just something that you would notice. Basically, to put a noun into the accusative, you take away the s at the end, if it ends with an s. There are some neuter nouns that do end with an s, but they don't belong to this type of I guess you can say class of nouns. So as I was saying, thus giba gagreft is how you'd say I give you a decree. So let's exchange the word for to you, thus, for another word. Now, if you want to say you give me a decree, you would say mis gibis gagreft. And as you can see, the conjugation for giba changes to gibis, which means you give, gibis. Mis gibis gagreft. You give me a decree. Now let's put in the word for bone into the original sentence we had. The word for bone in Gothic is ben, and it's a neuter noun. And as you can see, it ends with a consonant, no s. Thata ben. If you were to say, you give me a bone, you would say, mis gibis ben. Mis gibis ben. And the accusative form of ben is exactly the same, as you can see. It doesn't change. You don't take away the last letter, it stays like that. This is an A-stem noun, by the way. This just like the noun stens for stone, and the noun chlefs for bread. Those are A-stems, but this one's a neuter A-stem. And neuter A-stems, an easy way to tell if it's neuter is if it ends with a consonant, pretty much a consonant. Some do end with s, so you might confuse it for masculine, but those are very rare, so it's nothing to worry about. So let's go on. Let's put in the word for hunds, which is a masculine noun. Hunds means dog, and it's an A-stem also. So let's take out thus, and we're going to put hunds into the dative instead of the accusative. So let's see what happens. Hunda giba ben. Hunda giba ben. To the dog I give a bone, literally. That's basically what it means. Hunda giba ben. So for A stems, you attach an A at the end. You take away the S and you put an A to put it into the dative singular. So to a dog is hunda in Gothic. Hunda giba ben. Pretty simple, pretty simple. Now let's take the word for giba, and we're gonna change the conjugation to the third person singular conjugation. So hunda gibith ben. Hunda gibith ben. He gives a bone to a dog. Well, as you can see that there is no pronoun here, so we'd have to tell by context if it's he, she, or it, or if it's basically the second person plural conjugation, which would be jūs gibith, you all give. So we'd have to tell by context. So it could be pretty much any of those. But so let's just add a pronoun here. She gives a bone to a dog would be si hunda gibith ben. Now let's take this word and let's put it in the first person plural, which is we. Hunda gibam ben. Hunda gibam ben. Hunda gibam ben. So we give a bone to a dog. Now, because we already know what is being given and what is the recipient, we can take the verb and we can completely change the word order. We can put it all the way at the end, and it has the same exact meaning. The meaning of this sentence does not change at all, because we know that the verb is giban and it's in the first person plural, gibam. We know that hunda means to a dog, so it's the recipient of the thing that is being given, which is the bone, ben. So in Gothic, free word order is pretty much something that is common, and pretty much use whatever word order you like. It's nothing to be afraid of. Now let's take the word for ben and let's change it to the word for food, mats. And this is a masculine noun, but it's not an A stem, it's an I stem, meaning that if you were to look at the cases in the plural particularly, they like to use the letter I a lot to construct their case system in the plural, but they do look like A stems in the singular. So let's put it in. As you can see, it ends with an S. You take away the S to put it into the accusative. Pretty simple. Hunda mat gibam. Hunda mat gibam. We give food to a dog. Now let's take the word for hunds and let's put it into the plural, the dative plural. So to dogs is literally what it means. Instead of to a dog, it means to dogs. This is the dative plural. So we just add another letter. We add the letter M. Hundam, to dogs. Hundam mat gibam. Hundam mat gibam. We give food to dogs. Pretty simple. Now let's take this word and we're gonna replace it with the word for child, or the word for children in this case. So this is a neuter noun, neuter, and it's an A stem also. So let's put it into the dative plural, and it looks pretty much the same. It ends with an am, just like the dative plural of hunds. So we give food to children. Barnam mat gibam. Barnam mat gibam. We give food to children. It has the same exact structure as hundam, hunds. Now let's take the word for giban and let's put it in the third person plural, which would be they give. So let's say this. Barnam mat giband. Barnam mat giband. Which means they give food to children. Barnam mat giband. Now let's put a noun which is gonna associate with the verb giban. We're gonna put it into the plural. This is the word for parent, berusis, which it's an A stem. It's an A stem masculine. It's a masculine noun, as you can tell by the article. It ends with an S, and the plural of this noun, well, we're going to check out what the plural looks like. Berusios, that would be the plural. If you were to look at the plural of the other masculine nouns, such as hunds, or stens, or chilefs, it looks pretty similar. It's not too different. So, let's read this. Berusios, barnam mat giband. Berusios, barnam mat giband, which means Parents give food to children, or more literally, parents to children food they give. Or Perusios barnam mat giband. Parents give food to children. Pretty simple. And we can tell that it's the parents that are giving the food because they are in the nominative plural. They're in the nominative case, meaning that they're the subject. They're the ones doing the action. So we can put it anywhere. We can put it at the beginning or at the end, and it's still associated with the verb, which is all the way at the end. Yach nu Izwis giba andi this filmis. And that means, so all have a great day. I hope you've liked this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more videos in the future. Have a good day.